Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel with me, Mathilda, obviously. And today I'm actually going to talk about something that I've been thinking about for a super long time. Wait, I'm just like... Today I'm actually going to talk about something that I've been thinking about for a super long time. And it's, as we all know, I'm transgender. So I've been actually living as both a male and a female. So I can see some differences that a lot of people can't. I know we all talk about equality and how much of a difference it is between like males and females. And I can say that it's a lot. Before I get into the video, I just want to clarify that I know I probably will get a lot of comments saying that I'm wrong or that I don't know what I'm talking about. But you know, I know what I'm talking about. I lived as a male for 18 years and then I lived as a female, and I've been living as a female for around 6 to 7 years. So I can see some differences, and I'm not being biased, I'm just pointing out facts. So before you say anything that I'm wrong or that I don't know what I'm talking about, like if you're a man, you don't know how it's like living as a woman if you haven't like lived as both genders, and I have. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. I will touch on some deeper questions and I will talk about a few deep things. However, I'm going to try to be, you know, more happy and, you know, so on, because we don't want to be sad in this video. No, we're not going to be sad. I just want to point out how it is living as a boy and living as a girl, because I lived as both. So the first thing that is different, you know, between boys and girls is the emotions. I talked about this in my previous video on the hormones effect. The feelings and the emotions we feel between men and women are kind of far apart. It has to do with biology, but it also has to do with the society that we live in. Men aren't supposed to cry as much and they're not supposed to, you know, show their feelings. And women are more prone to, you know, have feelings and have emotions because we're allowed to. We're allowed to be sad and we're allowed to be very happy and jump around and show our emotions. But men aren't supposed to feel like that. So when I was living as a boy, I didn't cry as much. And now, when I'm a girl, I cry like for everything. And I'm not ashamed of crying. I'm not ashamed to be happy. I'm not ashamed to, you know, jump around and be like, oh my god, oh my god. But you know what I mean? Like, I didn't show a lot of emotions, and I know it has to do with biology. Testosterone and estrogen isn't the same hormone, so our body is basically different. But I also think it has something to do with the society we live in. Like, boys aren't allowed to cry and be sad about things, and girls, we are allowed to have emotions and we are allowed to feel things. And that's a big difference that I noticed when I went from male to female. The second thing that is completely different is, you know, the appearance. How you're supposed to look. Like, when I was a boy, I just kind of took a pair of jeans and a shirt and just like put it on and then I just went out the door. But now, when I'm a girl, I feel a lot more pressure to, you know, put on makeup and do my hair, and my outfit is gotta be on point, you know, you gotta have an on point outfit and you gotta be pretty. And everywhere you go, you see these billboards with models and you see these commercials with half naked women like dancing around, and they're like so pretty and they don't have a single hair on their body and they're like amazing and they're always so happy, and you feel such a big pressure to be like them. And men can say that they have pressure to look a certain way as well, and they do. Like, we all have beauty standards, but the beauty standards for women are crazy. Like, everywhere you go, there's like a woman in a bikini showing off her amazing body. When I say amazing body, I'm not saying that she's more beautiful than others, but I'm just saying that's like the beauty standards today. So that's just what I'm saying. I'm not saying that she's prettier than everyone else. We gotta, you know, have makeup on and we need to shave and we need to do our hair, and the pressure to be a woman is crazy. And I didn't know how much of a pressure it was, like, before it changed. And I didn't think about it before. Every time you see a model like shaving her legs, they're already like smooth. Women aren't allowed to show body hair, however men are. Like, I would never accept my boyfriend to say that I need to shave if he doesn't. It's just wrong how much girls need to do to be, you know, accepted. And you can't say like it's your own choice, because it isn't. If I don't wear makeup and if I don't do my hair and if I don't, you know, shave, people will say mean things, and men will say mean things, and, you know, women will say mean things as well. That's just how the society works. You can't tell me that it's my own choice to shave and, you know, put on makeup, because it's kind of not. If you don't look like that, you will basically hear mean things. The society is just so messed up. Like, the pressure to be a girl is like crazy. Next thing that are very different between, you know, living as a boy and living as a girl, it's how much you're allowed to speak and how much room you're allowed to take. When I was a boy, I was kind of like the joker in the class. I was kind of like talking a lot, and I was taking a lot of room in the classroom, and I was just taking a lot of space. However, when I became a girl, I wasn't allowed to take as much room, and it's really hard to point it out how it works. It wasn't like a person just said like, you can't talk. It wasn't like anyone was like saying it to me, but it was kind of like subtle. Like, if I talked, it was easier to just like talk over me. A lot more people just kind of talked over me and stopped me when I said something. It was more like that. I was just not allowed to talk as much in my school or my workplace, and, you know, so on. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to talk as much or take as much space as I was before. And it's really hard to pinpoint on exactly what it is, but yeah. The next thing that is different is, like, us women, we have it a lot easier to get help. And what I mean with that is the society kind of thinks that, you know, females are helpless and that we always need help. When I was living as a boy, and if I couldn't reach something on the top shelf, or if I was like lost and asked for help, people didn't help me. Like, if I wanted something on the top shelf, I just needed to try to reach it better. If I was lost, people weren't as prone to help me out. However, when I became Mathilda, every time I needed to reach something like on the top shelf, there were always a man there to help me. And I don't know if it has to do that they think that I'm helpless, or that they're actually, you know, helping me because they're attracted to me. I'm not sure. But now when I'm like in the middle of the city and I just look confused, there's always someone, a man or a woman. They're like, oh, do you need help? You look confused. That had never happened to me when I was living as a boy. And yeah, so that's something that I've noticed. Quite of a big like difference between living as a boy and living as a girl. I get more help now with everything, and sometimes it can be kind of annoying, because sometimes I don't need help, sometimes I can do it myself, but people are very eager to help me out. Like, I'm not some helpless bird. I'm actually a strong, independent woman. The next thing that I'm going to talk about during this video is actually the most deep thing, and if you're easily triggered by, you know, harassment and so on, you can just click out of this video right now, because I'm going to talk about harassment. And this is something that I've noticed early on in my transition. I noticed that men were treating me very differently from when I was a boy, and they were treating me very differently, like in a wrong way. They were catcalling me, they touched me even though I didn't give them consent to. And it was just a lot of things like that, and I'm not going to go too deep into it because I don't want this to be too sad, but I just want men to realize that women go through a lot. You really need to listen to women, and also, like, when other men hurt women, you need to stand up for what's right. If your friend says something that is very disgusting towards women, you need to say something. You need to help women out. 98% of all physical crimes, they're by men. And I'm not saying it's all men. I'm just saying that if you're a good guy, that's amazing. But you need to also try to help girls out, because I didn't know how much of a struggle it was before I became Mathilda. I didn't think it was as bad as it actually is. And yeah, I know this got very deep, and I know that I talked about stuff that you're not supposed to talk about. However, I just wanted to point out how much of a difference it is between men and women. because I lived as both genders and I can see a big difference, you know. I just wanted to say that. That was everything for this video. I would be super happy if you gave this a like, commented it, and, you know, maybe shared it, because I think this is something that we need to talk about, you know, equality and so on. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!